So what's it like farming in Alaska? Since everybody wants to know about farming in Alaska, apparently it's like one of the hottest topics going on right now on YouTube. So unless you like bug bites and being covered with like pushki that can give you third-degree burns in the sunlight, and weeds growing so fast you don't know what the heck you're going to do about it. It's not bad, I guess, but I'm blessed to be here. I don't mind hard work. I sweat. I work 2 jobs in the summer so I can try to afford even living here, because the price of everything is absolutely insane. You can't imagine what you're going to pay for 1 bag of groceries, and you can't imagine what you're going to pay for gas for the week to get to work, and you can't imagine what you're going to pay in taxes. It's not like free living up here. And the PFD, 3/4 of it gets stolen every year by the dirty legislature that has absolutely no respect for your rights or the law. And now they're even starting to outlaw wood stoves, so you can't even heat yourself for cheap anymore. They want to come take everyone's wood stove. Thanks, EPA. So here's my black raspberries. These are starting to flower. Here's my strawberry patches. And this is in my homemade dome greenhouse, because I'd never be able to afford to front the money to buy one through the USDA, which had this greenhouse program that's supposed to help people afford stuff that can't afford it. And nah, that didn't ever happen. So this is my nagoonberry patch. See, I got another ripe strawberry over there. I'm trying to keep weeded, but I'm not worried about these weeds because this is pineapple weed, and in a few more weeks when these flowers finish getting yellowed up, I'm going to save all these flower heads for tea, and it's just like chamomile, and it'll put you right to sleep at night in a good way, so you get a full night's rest. And these are my sugar snap peas. That's just a weed. And these, I think, might be amaranth that I tried to plant last year that didn't go. So I'm content with letting some weeds go, because I'm still going to get plenty of sugar snap peas, more pineapple weed, and more of this. I think it's amaranth. We'll find out. These are my turkeys and my chickens, some of my guineas. My emus up there in the Air Creek Dome in her private pasture, her emu spa. It's like this dome, but it's covered with hardware cloth and burlap and aircrete. So I figured I'd do like a more full-length, in-depth farming video, since my brother was complaining I don't talk enough in my videos and they're too short. Try to tell them everyone's got ADD anymore from bad diets, so they can't stand to watch stuff for more than a minute, but we'll find out. These are Siberian pea shrubs. I've been experimenting with as much cold climate food as I can, because everything I buy at the store has got like lysine in it, which is made from human hair, or it's full of Monsanto, toxic. All the root crops are fertilized with municipal sewage. So yeah, try to get yourself off that store food, or you're gonna get sick and die probably. So these make a pea, and it's a shrub, and it'll get like 20 feet tall. And you can eat the pea, or you can save the seeds. You can make a crude flour with it. You can feed animals. These are currants. They should start making berries pretty soon. They already flowered earlier in the year. Oh, yeah, here we go. You can see all those little green currants starting on there. And this is dock. Most people would overlook this. Be like, why are you growing dock? Well, in the spring you can eat these leaves as a green. It's a bitter herb that's super good for you. And when these seed heads get big, you can collect tons and tons of seeds that can also make a crude flour. You can make a porridge with it. You can make a crude bread that's super high in fiber and good for you. So these I purposely let go here. I brought some seeds back that I collected, and I'll have a patch of these, and I'll also go down the road and collect them, because nobody knows how good they are yet, and that you can use it to save a ton of money on your chicken feed. So don't tell anybody. Yes, I know, Miss Turkey. Yes, I know. Oh, what you want to say? Okay. And up here I have more currants. These are wild red currants. I add to my wild stuff and I try to give it the best chance I can. These wild currants and regular currants too, they like to grow around rotten wood. So if your currants are kind of stagnant and they aren't doing very good, break up a bunch of wild, half rotted wood in there, crumble it all up, get some decomposing chunks of wood, probably find someone that has some junk firewood, and just toss it all around your currants and they will go nuts. These wild currants here produce handfuls of red currants, like handfuls per plant. So that's the secret for that. You can improve wild plants and make them stronger and healthier. This is a... oh, now I'm going to draw a blank. Darn it. This is that one that has the red berries on top, not locusts, not sumac, mountain ash, that's what it is. So you can use these red berries. I haven't used it too much yet. I haven't got berries off this one, but I brought this one back and planted it here. More wild currants growing at the base of my Saskatoons, which are going to have lots of Saskatoons. The moose didn't mess with them the first year, so I didn't bother to cover these branches. But as you can see, the moose decided all of a sudden, wow, I'm hungry and I like Saskatoons. So I'll have to put wire around these and protect them for next year. Lots of the berries started flowering at the bottoms because the tops got so nibbled up. And this is full of actual wild Tlingit potato. Is starting to take off here. I don't know, I guess not really wild. It was brought up the Pacific trade route from South America thousands of years ago by the Tlingit and Haida tribes in cedar canoes, and they traded, and now we have a South American potato that grows all year long in Alaska. Cherry trees do not do good here. I'm in Anchor Point, Alaska. This was a fail. It's like July 4th tomorrow, and that's all the leaves I've got. Homer, you can grow them there. This garlic I planted last fall, so I'm going to get enough garlic to have garlic all year for myself and to plant again in the spring. These cabbages, I don't have too much luck with that. Some more Tlingit potatoes in here. They'll get plenty big because they'll grow late in the year. These are Nagoon berries. They're starting to produce berries now. The flowers are dying back. You can see all those berries that this thing's going to produce, which is a lot. These have been hybridized with a species from Finland, and it's absolutely going wild. I'm having a hard time keeping up on the weeds. These are all golden raspberries. I think next year I'm going to trim back and make another new row. I've made another new row here where I planted some. But as I said, I work 2 or 3 jobs actually, and it's hard to keep up on all this stuff by myself. More Nagoon berries. I use these as ground cover underneath my raspberries as much as possible. All these weeds will be out of here hopefully by this weekend. I'm just going to feed them all to the chickens. These are strawberries that I collected from a abandoned homestead out in Kenai, Alaska. That's probably, I don't know, 1860s, 1840s. And I brought like 6 plants back. Now look how many plants I have. Isn't that nuts? And they make like a strawberry that's pink on top and white on the bottom tip. This is wild irises that I also brought back, and I saved the seeds and give them to friends and stuff. They're absolutely beautiful when they bloom. Strawberries go all the way down here. More Tlingit potatoes, and they kind of look like a peanut potato, long and skinny, super good. And then up there I have another potato patch where I have German butterball potatoes. These are salmon berries. I've got a couple different, I don't think I call them species, salmon berries from a couple different isolated geographic locations, and I'm going to hybridize them and see what they do. I have some from the mountains near Seward and some from the glaciers near Whittier, and I'm going to see what these do when they hybridize. There's more coming up here, which I almost stepped on. I got to mark these better. Those are starting, but those just look like dried sticks last year, so I'm pretty happy with that. This is rhubarb that I moved over from by the house that was here when I got here, and that one got huge in like a year. So did this one. It's about time for me to make some rhubarb crisp. There's a rhubarb flower. Break those off, because I don't need the seeds. I got plenty of plants. And these are more golden raspberries. A new row I'm starting here. This I'm going to dig out a bunch and move them up at the top of my property. More wild currants. This is all fireweed that I let go on purpose because I also keep bees. There's a Saskatoon plant again that I probably need to move. Here's my bees. You see they're working late, getting it in. They're good bees. Treat your bees with respect and you won't have to worry about them hurting you. And up here there's a slough of water where I planted wild rice. I do need to walk up there, but I don't know if I want to walk up there without a weapon on. Probably not. Not right now, because you can see this stuff is like, I just walk right up on a bear and that. And I'll go up there next video. And we'll do one on wild rice. This is a hemlock tree that I brought back from the coastal rainforest in Alaska a couple years ago. It's about 3,500 years. This thing will be like 200 feet tall. So someone will appreciate it someday. And this little thing here, I've got more guineas in, and I need to put some more dirt on the roof